What up, guys? We're back. Welcome to This Is My Moment podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Mitchell. And you know who I got, Rod Shoddy.
It's your boy, Money Mitch, back with another episode. Hey, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, like, comment, stay up to everything that we got going on, man. Hit that notification bell so you get the notifications and don't miss nothing, man.
Let's go to work.
There ain't no stopping it, this is my moment. Join the movement, we bringing people together, bringing positivity, making changes for the better.
Today, man, we got a cat on the show, KT, man. And I'm looking at dude, right? And I'm like, man, I don't know how these two things is the same. You know what I mean? You know, and now that he here,
It makes sense.
Kinda. I still want to know.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to the family.
Hey, what's up, family? My name's Jadrien. I go by Jay. A little bit easier to pronounce. You know, people don't mess it up as much. But I'm a husband, soon to be a father, paramedic, and a tattoo artist. So,
Man, so I say, man, he a paramedic and a tattoo.
Got your broken leg taken care of, but you ever think about getting some meat?
hey, they both work with needles. You know,
Touche. Hey, man, common ground. Man, it's crazy. So I want to ask. It's gonna be a 2-part question.
Sure.
First one: how did you get into EMT and paramedics, man? Because that's a skill that people need, man. Because some go down. I need you, bro. How'd you get into that?
honestly, bro, like it was crazy because my best friend went through EMT school, and my dad's a paramedic.
Yeah.
But I never knew what my dad really did. So a lot of the time I was like, he'd come home from work and he'd, see some gruesome stuff, things like that. He didn't really talk about work.
Yeah.
So I just knew he worked on an ambulance. And basically I ended up going to school for IT and did about a year of that. And then I was like, this ain't for me. Like, I don't want to sit behind
You didn't like the IT?
No, bro. I couldn't sit behind a desk for that long. And then all these ones and zeros coming at you. I don't know. Like, I don't,
He's at a 1 and 0.
So, I ended up pretty much hanging out with my boy. We've been best friends for 12 years and since the come up. And I told him, like, he's working at a car dealership. I said, "Are you gonna just stay here the rest of your life, bro? What are we gonna do?" And he's like, "Well, I took the CMT class in high school, but I broke my arm in football and never finished up." So he's like, "I really don't want to go back through that. I don't want to go sit through all of it. I've already pretty much almost passed the whole thing."
Yeah.
And I told him, "If you go, I'll go. I want to do a change of pace."
Yeah.
I was like, "I can use a certification. It's 4 months, 5 months roughly." And so I went with him to take that class, and man, I just fell in love with it when I started doing my ride outs. And you do, 24 hours on, 48 hours off. Some places do 48 on, 96 off. Yeah. And a lot of these cats would get in. They do their chores.
Wait, so you own the actual ambulance for 2 days straight?
48 hours, yep. You have a housing quarter you can live in, but yeah, you're pretty much there the entire 48 hours. Like you sleep there, eat there, everything.
Damn, so it's kind of like the Army.
No,
2 days at a time.
I think that's like 4 years, or something.
No, so that ain't no. It's to me, it's almost like a fire department.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing. A lot of them are dual services, do that. So basically, I fell in love with that. Like these cats come in, they do their stuff for the day, their chores, do whatever maintenance we got to do, check the ambulance, check the fire truck, and then they're like, Then after that, we just hang out, play video games,
Till somebody call you.
Till somebody calls. I was like, you telling me I get to come here, work for 1 or 2 days out of the week, and the rest of the time I'm sitting here enjoying myself for the most part, And then I just fell in love with that.
That's crazy.
And that's what really got me into. And then I wanted to. I see all the different levels. You have a basic EMT, intermediate, and paramedic.
Yeah.
So intermediate's like you could do IVs.
Yeah.
And then paramedics like you do everything.
Oh,
so
okay.
you do like
so everybody ain't doing everything. It's kind of like tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like
So the person that drive, do they ever get in the back?
Yes.
Oh, I was about to say because I could drive. I could be one of the drivers. I'll get you where we going.
You can't drive, man.
Bruh, you got
2
the lights
hours
on.
is your
Everybody
max.
just got to get out the way. And
You good for like 2 hours.
Yeah, bro, we're not going cross country. We picking people up and getting them to a hospital or something. You ain't going across country, bro. You are never driving 2 hours nowhere, right?
Yes. Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
Depending on where you're at, you can be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, sir. I don't want. If I'm in the back,
Bruh,
please give me somebody else.
Put me in the helicopter. I don't want to be in the back of ambulance for 2 hours. That sounds crazy. That sounds counterproductive as hell.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm back here bleeding out. It was about an hour 45 minutes from the hospital. Hold on, Mr. Mitchell. I'm trying.
I don't know how much I got left.
Man, 2 hours.
That's
go ahead and give me
bananas.
some pain meds.
Yeah, shoot me up.
Not remember this.
Man,
So,
that's crazy. Let me ask you this here. So, if I go to paramedic training, do I automatically get a paramedic spot, or do I have to like apply? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that works. Like, I go get the cert.
Like on the placement.
Yeah. How
Like,
do you get
you
placed
just apply
somewhere?
for a job, or do they like once you graduate? Now you're gonna be going over here.
They put you
start on the
somewhere.
truck.
Yeah, pretty much. It's either way. So me personally, I went all the way through school, which a lot of people don't do that. They like to go work somewhere first, get some hands-on experience, see if it's really for them, or if they're
You can
wanting
start
to
working without going to school.
No, so you get your basic level. So
okay.
that 5-month certificate, you do that, and then you can go work for someone, and then
Okay.
do that from there. And then if you don't like it, or you are like, I want more responsibility. I want to be able to do more interventions. I want to help people more. I want to be able to do more.
Yeah.
That's usually where people want to up their cert level and be able to do that more invasive procedures and stuff like that. So if you're already working for someone, usually once you get your new certificate through school, they'll put you with the FTO and put you through training. Then they clear you. Okay. Or you can get your paramedic and then, get hired, and then they still put you through a pretty rigorous FTO process before you're cleared to go do anything on your own.
I ain't mad at you for that. I like rigorous, especially when it comes to
when
my
it comes
life.
to keeping somebody alive. That's what I was about
Please
to
be
say.
rigorous. Okay, that's the EMT paramedic side. Talk to me, man, about the tattoo side, bro, because I'm looking at, like, saving lives, and you said the needles, and I'm ish, but what got you into tats, man?
Opportunity, brother. Like, I'm not one to shy away from an opportunity or something. I feel like a lot of people, if you want something, you need to get it. No one's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
So, I thought when I was 19, I went to a pawn shop and I bought a tattoo kit from pawn shop, $80. Terrible. But
Secondhand tattoo gun.
Wait a minute.
and
Needles not included, I hope.
Needles included.
Oh, Lord.
But nowadays they're packaged individually. It's a
Yeah.
lot's changed in the game of the tattoo industry.
Yeah.
I bought that and I was like, I've seen enough Ink Master. I can do this. I can figure this out.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Oh god, the amount of friends I messed up and myself, and I put it down. I was like, this ain't for me. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then I shortly after was in paramedic school and all that stuff. But I met my mentor in Columbus, Texas, where I was working as a paramedic. He opened up his own studio, and I went and started getting a lot of work from him. And we were just shooting the shit one day, and I was like, hey man, how's business? Yada yada. Hey, where'd you get the rest of your work? Here, a couple other places. I did these little terrible ones, and he's like, oh, those aren't bad, man. Like, I'll teach you if you want. And I said, okay. Like, what do I need to buy? Give me a list right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't play with me. Like, let's do this. And then he got shut down for COVID because he opened up right during COVID. And so I took that time to buy my supplies, and after that, started just apprenticing under him. And that's about a 9-month to a year apprenticeship. Good. So unpaid, you're just working 8 hours learning to draw, do everything, set up, break down, proper sterilization, everything.
So you went straight to ruining your friends' bodies? You didn't start on like grapefruits or nothing?
Nope. I figured I did this tiny little star on myself, and I figured that was good enough. Time to move on to the bigger stuff.
Yeah, man, come on, get a tattoo from it, bro. That's hilarious.
No, that's the absolute worst.
I mean, confidence is key.
No, it ain't.
Hey, what's that saying? Fake it till you make it. You know what I mean?
I do not live by that any longer. But I understand where you're coming from.
That's
but it's crazy. Just imagine going there and be like, hey, man, sit down right here. Yeah. Hey, let me get this face.
I can't do that. But what I can do is I can give you the star.
Hey, come on, man.
That's hilarious. That's cool, though.
That is funny, man. What your friends think, man, when they got up out the chair, man? They looked at it like, man, what?
My response was always the same. I was like, "Do you love it? Do you love it?" Like, it never changed.
Hey,
and they're like,
yeah. Say the skill set ain't there, but customer service is a 10 out of 10.
Hey, work is a 2. Customer service is a 10.
That's hella funny.
That's funny.
It rounds out to 5.
There you go. Average.
Ish.
Do you
That's
love
crazy, man. But it's funny because like tattooing, you know what I mean? You there. I've seen videos of you there all day. So I know the tattoo artist there all day. Then you're doing the paramedics and you there for 2 on and 1 on these many days. How's your work life balance, man? Like you going home and you said you finna be a pops, man. So congratulations on that, man.
Thank you.
Sure.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
So everybody
it
keeps
takes
telling
a
me.
village. For sure.
It's a balance for sure. Like before I met my wife, it was just me. So those 2 days on the ambulance and then the 4 days of tattooing was nothing to me because it was like this is my next goal in my life.
Yeah.
But now my wife's ex-military. She's also Air Force. She just retired or just separated in January. And it's what brought us back out here. And it's been a little bit rough right now. Like for being able to balance that. I eventually want to step away from paramedicine completely.
Yeah.
At least in the sense of being there daily.
Yeah.
I would like to eventually go into a teaching role.
Yeah.
I've done it before at college and been an adjunct instructor.
Yeah.
So I would like to go back to that and just help out part time. Just because I don't want to lose the skills and want to pass on the knowledge I've gained to others. But it's rough. It's hard. So it definitely takes a lot of communication between me and my wife to know when one of us maybe feels like we're feeling neglected on certain levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you plan is she pregnant currently?
Yes, we are.
How far along is she?
She is about 8 months.
Okay,
She
so
already
ready to pop. So that was gonna be my follow up question: is once you do have your child, do you plan to slow down on one or the other, or you just gonna keep them both going as long as you can?
The plan at the moment is to utilize both because she's just got her disability, so she's just chilling, and she's gonna be helping, mostly taking care of that baby. Obviously, that's a full-time job in itself.
Yeah, for sure.
It's almost 2 full-time jobs guaranteed. So, the plan is to take a couple weeks off, use all my PTO, make sure I'm there during that very important part for her, and if we need more time, I'll take more time. And then go back and just hustle both for at least a year because we just opened our studio. So I gotta build up that name, build up that brand, get that situated.
For sure.
What's the name of your spot, man? So the folks that's in San Antonio, we might go down there and just check them out. I ain't got ink in 20 years.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you do. You're overdue.
No, but I can say I ain't overdue. But my daughter, she tatted up. She about that.
Yeah, she about that life.
This year.
Right
So what's the name of your spot, man?
Iron Sight Ink.
Iron
So
Sight.
like a gun's iron sight and then ink.
That's what's up, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Do you know what you're having, boy or girl?
A girl.
Don't matter. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you this here, and you know this to be true, KT. Parenthood and fatherhood, man, is something that you never had before, brother.
Yeah. And it's an exhilarating. It's gonna be a feeling that is irreplaceable and undescribable to a person that don't got kids.
Man,
so you in for a treat. It's gonna suck a lot. Especially that first 10, 11 months where they really just eat, sleep, and poop. They not very fun. But then they get like 3 and 4 and then they're
still no fun.
I mean I was gonna say they're more fun. No, it ain't. I feel like my pocket is like 13. And my kid is only 6, so I don't know. But
brother,
I know 6 ain't. I ain't
found it out.
My oldest kid is 27, G. My youngest is 23. It don't change. Fatherhood don't change. I'm gonna tell you what changed. Just the way that you parent them. Like I went from, hey, don't do this, to hey, don't die. Dad, don't die. You know what I mean? Hey, like when they was younger, you know what I mean? We had around that 7, 8, 10, 13. It's a different age, so we gave them like the little allowance on a little credit card, right? So they can go to the store, right? And I'm gonna tell you this real story that I got some more stuff. This is a fatherhood story. So my daughter, she's a spender. Key's a spender. She's the richest poor girl I know. I don't know how she get the money. Well, I know how she get it. But I was
about to say you give it to her.
Yes, but I know that. So one day, right, we gave her allowance on a little card, right? She go, I'm ex-military too. We retired, not ex. I'm retired, and we were stationed in Germany. And she went to the commissary. Oh, no, not the commissary. The Class 6. This is a little Class 6 little store. And she goes in there, right? And she buys all this stuff. And she goes to the register, right? And they're ringing her up. Ding, 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 ding. She goes and pays insufficient fund, right? So she calls me, Dad, my card's not working. It says insufficient funds. We got to fix that. What can I do? I said, that means you got
a job. Put some
No, she was about eighth, ninth grade. So she was young.
In middle school.
Yeah, she was middle school. And she didn't know what insufficient funds is. She got mom and dad. Well, they balling. I got it. So insufficient funds, right? She said, Dad, what am I to do? I said, start putting some stuff back. She said, but I need all this. I said, no, you don't need all this. You need what your money can afford. So what it ended up happening, right? She started taking stuff off the list. She had like 6 things, right? She came home with 2 things. Like she had spent all her money and didn't understand like what insufficient funds had meant.
Life lesson for sure.
You know what I mean? So then out of the 6 things, she had to put 4 things back until it rang up to where, okay, I got no money for this thing. And that's the kind of parenting like you can be ready to expect. Like, oh, it's so fun. Until she call you and you like, just do this. But Dad. So good luck, bro.
Yeah. They throw up on every bed in the house.
Pee on you.
Yeah.
Good luck, bro.
Oh,
Congratulations.
yeah,
you the winner.
You're
welcome.
It's gonna be a journey.
Oh yeah, but you know what,
It'll
man?
be the best one though,
Of your
at the
life,
end of the
bro.
day.
At the end of the day, man, you're gonna enjoy it. So congratulations to you and your wife, man, and good luck on that stuff, bro.
Thank you.
When you're out there though, right, man, and you're dealing with your work stuff and then your wife calls you, man, like how do you deal with your day-to-day resiliency? You know what I mean? Like what motivates you to, you know what I mean, to go out there and give back to the community? Because that's what paramedics is, man. You basically saving people, or well, not really saving them, but buying time until you get them to the hospital. That's how I kind of look at it.
They save lives out there on the spot
You
sometimes.
you save them, then you buy them enough time to get to the hospital, you know what I'm saying, to get them fixed up. Man, how do you compartmentalize, you know what I'm saying, that stuff and then not bring home what you see, man?
It's been a lot of growth. It's been a lot of growth and a lot of learning. And I mean, I'm only 28, so I mean, I feel like I'm still every day, of course, learning. But a lot of it in the beginning, I couldn't do that. I couldn't differentiate the two. There'd be, you know, there's could be some heavy stuff you deal with. You know, the heaviest part, kids. When you deal with kids and passing away on you, there'd be times I come home and I already have a 24 pack right at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. after I got off the truck.
Goodness.
And I'm just throwing them back, like, because, you know, who do you have to talk to that's going to relate other than the guys that were with you there?
Yeah.
And so, and it's just hard. It's hard for sure. But a lot of it's just been being able to have that foundation and those people that you can talk to. A lot of the first responder community and stuff, law enforcement officers, all that stuff, we rely on the people we work with heavily to be able to vent to and communicate with about those traumatic experiences we deal with. Yeah. So just honestly, the foundation with the department and having those people that I could talk to and spend time with outside of work really helped me to be able to differentiate where I didn't come home and try to put that onto my wife or explain that hardship that I went through in the last 48 hours or so. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, with you being a paramedic, I know you see crazy stuff on the back of that truck. Do you do any like counseling or therapy? Anybody like anything like that, like outside of work or outside of just venting to the people that's on the back of the truck with you or anything like that?
I do now. I didn't whenever I first started at all. I was also one of those guys that was very, man, I don't need therapy. I don't need to talk to some therapist. And I think it really helps. Like it makes a huge difference just to be able to have someone that can tell you the psychological process that you're dealing with. So I do now, yes.
Kind of make it make sense for you.
Yeah, that, and mostly my wife. She made me go because she's like, babe, you need to go talk to someone. She's like, these nightmares ain't normal. I was like, oh.
Yeah. You know what though? We talk about this all the time: support and having a good quality circle around you. And for me, I have PTSD, right? I mean, you know that. Yeah. But you know what? But I got it from the military. But I can see that doing that stuff and seeing those things, you're not built to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you see, like, in your profession and talking to these people, that a form of PTSD You know what I mean? Because I mean, war is war. You see bullet war, but it's war out there in them streets.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
you're seeing the same type of stuff.
Yeah. So how do they talk to you? Do they give you guys like
the tools
the
to
tools,
cope with that stuff?
Minus to talk like on your day to day. So when you're out there in the shack and you there with your guys and you there for 2 days, or is it something inside of that organization, inside of that facility that helps you guys cope and get you like lined up to be prepared to see that craziness?
I wouldn't say prepared. I don't think there's anything that really prepares you for dealing with that, because you can have, I mean, we have the urban environment, you know, we're here homeside where it's like you deal with, you know, gunshot wounds, stabbings. But the biggest thing they have is a debrief. A debrief is what pretty much any high acuity critical situation, the leadership should notify higher ups and say, hey, we just had this incident happen. We need to pull them to the side and debrief, make sure everything's good. And then if you're not, you know, they send you home. Like, hey, take the rest of the shift. Go take some time. Because, there's just, you can do from anything. It could be just Meemaw passing away of old age to somebody having a bad day and stabbing somebody 17 times, which I've personally seen, like, on 4th of July. Like,
goodness.
Yeah, and you're there working on a holiday and just somebody just has a bad day and walks across the street to somebody they don't know and stabs them 17 times.
Goodness
like,
gracious.
Wow. Yeah.
You work here in San Antonio?
No, I worked in Columbus, Texas. I do work here in San Antonio now, currently, at Lackland Air Force Base, So
it's, I can't say it's different, but the military is a little bit more
controlled.
Controlled
environment, so to speak.
Yeah. So it's not really like anybody that knows the military knows that inside of that base is its own like city.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about being a paramedic on base, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's going to be a little bit different because you don't see that random stabbingness and those random shootings because there's a lot more consequences on top of.
And it's a controlled environment.
Yeah. So have
just not anybody in there.
No, you're 100% correct too. That's more the reason that when we moved here, I decided to take or search for that position.
Yeah,
because I've been doing it 8 years now, and the stress and stuff does get to you. And at one point, I was like, I can't do this. Continue doing this at this level of degree. Yeah, you know,
you're a young cat, man. I can't imagine. So I got my PTSD, and I came back mentally screwed up when I was 32, 33, somewhere around there. And so I've been living with PTSD, you know what I'm saying, for 14 years. I can't imagine picking it up at 20.
Like in your 20s. Like
and then no matter what people say, man, it's an outlet and you have people to talk to, but them people don't live in your head. When you go to sleep, bro, and you see those things, and it may not even be a trigger. You may not have a trigger. You can just be
some random occurrence
sitting on the couch, and just like your wife when she asked you to go to counseling, she recognized it. You know what I'm saying? Because my wife was the same way, right? She like, dude, are you all right? Like you just sitting there and you just kind of just there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Is that something that y'all talked about?
As far as like
when she told you need to go to counseling, was it something like, hey, I see this and I think this is something that you need to address?
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of it was me having, you know, because obviously alcohol and stuff brings out some demons you don't want to be seen. And so, I guess like the times where, because my drinking was out of control at one point, just trying to deal with this stuff on my own.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those times, man, I'd end up, you know, drinking myself into a blackout, and then I start crying about something, and my wife's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like bringing up incidents that happened, and so between that and some nightmares and stuff like that, she's like, "I think you really need to like search for some help."
We talked about this earlier, man. You have to support the people that support you.
Yeah. Having the right partner, because some girls would be like, man, this is a lot to deal with. I ain't got time to do this.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, but for her to be like, you know, this is somebody like that I care about enough to where like I can see that he needs the help, and to voice that to you, because man, I've seen it, bro. I've had like good friends of mine who've had people that they thought were down for them that go through a rough time, and they just like, man, peace.
Yeah, deuces, I'm out.
Yeah. So that's important. I'm
blessed. I'm blessed. My old lady's my ride or die, so I couldn't do it without her.
So for sure. And then you know what too, man, and people don't understand it too. It takes a big person to take that
The criticism.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man.
And not just want to be like, me?
Ain't
What
nothing
about you?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you mean something's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Everybody drinks this much and goes to sleep. Like, no, everybody don't. But man, shout out to your wife, man, and for her for telling you, and for you to taking it and doing something about it to become a better person. And I'm telling you, man, from a person that deals with it, bro, the quicker that you can attack it and understand what it is and how it affects you, the more better person you can be, the better father you can be, the better husband you can be off the rip. So congratulations on you for noticing that stuff, man. Because you're a young cat, man. You got a lot of life left to live, Lord's willing, man. And that's something that you don't want to deal with for the long term, bro. One more question, then we're gonna get into some fun. What's the most rewarding part? Like I'm gonna use tattooing. I know what saving a life is. That's rewarding. What's the fun? What's the most rewarding part about giving somebody one of them things, man?
When they love it.
Hey, they all love it.
Yeah.
Oh, ish. In my earlier days, ish.
Yeah,
they still love it, you know. Honestly, bro, it almost goes hand in hand with the. It's funny. It's funny you asked that question because it goes hand in hand with paramedic. Like someone's having a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, and you're there and you help them and you make a difference, you know, because when they're calling you, it could be something maybe minuscule in maybe your eyes medically.
Yeah.
But to them, it's a big deal. They're calling 911. They need your help.
Yeah.
And with tattooing, the biggest part of that is that fulfillment that I get that, like, I help somebody. And when I do a tattoo for someone, like, my favorite ones to do are probably memorial pieces or something that has so much meaning to someone that it brings people to tears. I've had people cry after seeing a tattoo because it meant so much to them. Yeah. And that, man, that just fills my heart. Like, because just knowing I was able to make that piece of art and put it on them, and they're now able to remember a loved one or something that happened to them that they were able to get through and power through, you know. So that's honestly my favorite part of, like, tattooing that makes me feel it's rewarding.
That's tight. Man, Jay, at the end of every show, man, we have some fun. Yes, sir. We had a good time, but we finna have some fun because now you got to choose some stuff.
Yeah.
So we play this game. It's called Pick One.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a couple options, maybe a phrase or so. You only got one choice.
All right.
You ready?
All right, let's go.
Tattooing or paramedics? Keep one.
Tattooing all day.
You know what? That was one when I knew the answer once he started, but I ain't had nothing else to go with, so we're gonna go with it. Here we go. You got one piece of art that you've done, tattoo wise. You only get to keep one of all the things that you've done. Which one you keeping? What was it?
Probably my business logo. My business logo. It's a skull with an iron sword going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my ride or die piece because that's now my flagship essentially for me. You know, so
that's your
I haven't got it tattooed yet, but it's coming.
That's what I was about to ask. Have you got it tattooed or have you put it on somebody?
Not yet. I got to be the first one. So
I dig that. Cool. I dig that. If I give you the phrase, "This is my moment," what's the first thing that comes to your mind? This is my moment.
I think of right now, like this point in my life. Like, this is my arc right now where this is the most time to have the most motivation, the most drive. I have a new baby girl coming into this world. Like, I have so much reason to strive to do better every day. So this is my moment to prove myself and build my brand and my empire. Really, that's what I want to do. So,
man, Jay, it's been awesome, man. We appreciate you coming down. And who knows, bro, next time I see you, we might be shooting a special episode where Jay give me a tattoo and we put it on the website. We do a whole vlog about it.
We'll do it all.
Yeah,
all
man.
The shop. Boom.
Shoot, man. We appreciate you coming by, bro. This has been super enlightening, man. We hope you had a good time because we definitely did.
I had a great time. Thank you guys for having me so much, man.
Guys, Jay said it, man. Find you a good support system that understands you. And then make sure that you act upon the things that you learn about yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person that deal with you. Love yourself, man, and be better every single day. At the end of the day, KT, what we going to do?
Go get it!
Join the movement, we bringing people together, bringing positivity, making changes for the better. Cause it's all about growth, all about success. We wanna see you rise, wanna see you at